everybody, my name is Elizabeth and welcome back to my channel. I am here at the Ohio State Fair and I am so excited because there's so much to do. There's so much terrible food to eat. I mean delicious, but you know, terrible. And I am gonna take you with me. So let's go. So I decided to come on a Friday. I took the day off and came on a Friday because I've been on a Saturday before and it's unbelievably crowded. And so I'm here pretty early, so we'll see. It will probably get kind of crowded anyway, but I thought anything I can do to cut down the crowd, so I'm here on a Friday. I just walked by a booth that was advertising drinks, and she was like, water, Gatorade, breakfast beer, because it is 10 o'clock in the morning. So come to the fair, you can have a breakfast beer. Okay, well, I am in the sheep barn now because they're supposed to have a sheep show soon. And I thought it'd be fun to watch. So I think it's kind of like a dog show, except it's sheep. You know, it's where like they bring the sheep that they've been raising like for 4-H and things like that, and they're judged. And so, yeah, it hasn't started yet. It was supposed to start at 10. It's about 8 after, so it hasn't started yet, but that's okay. I was walking through the sheep pens to come over here to the bleachers, and they seem to be more scared of me than all the heavy machinery around them, so I don't know. Maybe I smell funny, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, once it actually starts here, I'll show you what a sheep show is like. Okay, I was wrong about what kind of show it is. It's not just a regular sheep show, it is a sheep shearing competition, which could be just as delightful. Okay, they're getting ready. I missed it. I didn't catch it on camera, but one of the sheep definitely tried to make a run for it. It's pretty funny. He almost tried to jump over that, like, those cloths there. It's pretty funny. Oh, there he goes. Oh no. He's like, I do not want to be shaved.
Anyway, I just thought I'd in case John wasn't available.
Okay. Well, that was drama. Hello guys, let's see if these ones are as scared of me as the other ones. They don't seem to be. Oh, yeah, he's coming right out. The other one seemed, I don't know, maybe like they were scared of my cane. I don't know, but these ones seem fine. I don't have any food for you. I'm sorry. You're super cute, though. Hi. This is the pre-sheared variety. Look at that face. It's so cute. It's the Ohio State Youth Band, I believe.
This here is going to lead the band in a piece that hardly needs any introduction. This is from 1975 from the rock band Queen. This is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, nice. I came to just the right time. Okay. So right now, I came in because I thought this was going to be full trick riding. What they're doing is they're showing kind of like how they train for it and how they train the horses. And so there's a guy kind of like narrating what they're doing, and they're not really, I mean, they're doing tricks obviously, but they are not doing their full show right now. They're just kind of educating the crowd. And I came in here to watch, but also just get out of the heat and get a drink. And I wasn't sure if I was going to record because there was a lot of talking, but then it's become more interesting. Like these horses that they're riding right now are not fully trained yet. These horses are just in training to be trick riding horses. So it's just kind of interesting to watch them, you know, how they train them, and you know, this guy is talking and just kind of explaining what's going on. So, which is why I'm not sure if you could hear what he said. I don't think my mic might probably pick it up. He said this is the first time that she's standing up in this horse, which is why she's going so slow. So you can kind of see the horse isn't really sure what to do. It's because he's training. And that's the first time she ever did that with him. This is pretty cool to be part of that.
Tracy comes down. He's like, oh, yeah, she does.
Okay, well, I've been doing a lot, and I haven't taken the time to stop and explain anything between. So, saw the sheep shearing. That was different but fun. I didn't stay the whole time. They had multiple competitions, but I thought, when you see one, you see them all. So after that first one, I left. I wish I would have been able to see better, you know, the judges and things. Of course, it's a competition, so there were judges, but they were kind of blocking the art, so we couldn't see very well. At least, like, not everybody all at once. Then I stepped out of that, and I heard music, and I went and I caught quite a few songs from the All-State Ohio Band, the Ohio All-State Band, and that was fun. And then I went in and saw a little bit of the example trick riding, which is, you know, it wasn't their full show, which I am going to go back to their full show at 2 and see that, and I'll show you more of that. But it was fun. It was interesting, and I'm standing out here outside of the Animal Care Center, and I think there are baby animals. So you know me, I love animals, so I'm gonna go see the animals. At first, I didn't think there was anything in here. But look at him. He's so cute. Oh, adorable. and some baby cows. Oh, and they do have their names. So the little lamb over there is named Latte. And there are 3 baby cows in here, and their names are Milk Dud, Tootsie, and Snickers, which I think is adorable. I don't know which one's which, but I look at him. Hi. Hi, cutie. Oh, you're so cute. And there's a third one. And here we have 2 little baby goats named Concho and Lefty. And I love goats. They're so cute. Aww. Hi. I'm just trying to stay cool. It's very hot today. And I don't see their names posted, but we do have 2 llamas here. A little one and a bigger one. But it does say, caution, we may bite. See if I can get a close-up of her face. Oh my goodness, look at her. I love that they sort of like shaved her so she could be cooler, but they left her face like some fluffy and cute. And look at all the little ducks. They're so cute. I do have a special love for ducks. I think they're adorable, especially when they're babies, but even adult ducks I really like. Oh, they do have a big metal tub that they're filling with water over to my right, but it looks like it's going to take them a while to get it full because they're going to let the little ducks swim around in it and be cute, but I don't think I'm going to have time to wait around for as long as it's going to take them to fill that tub. So at least I got to see the little cuties. Okay, I came into the dairy product building because they always have a butter display, but I've never come and seen it before. So there's a sign that says that these rooms have a temperature of 46 degrees. And these are all sculpted out of butter, even that sawhorse is out of butter. The butter was donated in part by the Dairy Farmers of America. I love it. He's wearing a hard hat. Even the little cow, it says, "Pardon our dust. We're moving things around." Very cute, very cute. And here are the sculptors. So one thing I learned in my past visits, I used to come with a friend who actually grew up on a farm and whose family owns a farm. And what she told me about the Ohio State Fair is that a lot of times the different farmer associations in Ohio will come and set up booths and like sell their product. For example, I am in the dairy farmer area, so that's why we have sculpted butter. But then over to my left, they're selling like ice cream and things like that are made from milk. And then I'm also planning on having lunch at a place called the Taste of Ohio. And in there we'll find like the poultry farmers will have a booth set up and they will be preparing like poultry dishes, and there will be a pork, the pork farmers and the beef farmers and things like that. So that's where I'm planning on having lunch. But right now, as much as I want ice cream from how hot it is, I just kind of want some real lunch. So we'll go and do that in a little bit here. Okay, so even if you don't like animals or whatever, you could come here all day and just ride rides. So if that's your thing, you can come to the State Fair. If animals is your thing, you can come to the State Fair. And if eating your body weight in fried foods is your thing, the State Fair is really for you. Okay, I just arrived at the Taste of Ohio Pavilion where I'm going to have lunch, and I just saw this. I had heard a rumor. It's true. And now that I'm here, I'm scared, but I feel like, how can I not try one? So let's get real lunch and then let's also try this. Okay, I made the possibly poor decision of getting the Thanksgiving at the fair, this was from the poultry booth. And the only reason I say it was a poor decision is because look how much food that is. And it's like 90 degrees today and I'm walking a lot. So I probably won't eat all this, but I thought, let me see how the turkey farmers do Thanksgiving dinner. And here is the infamous deviled egg. I think I'm going to start with that just because I don't want it sitting too long. So anyway. Okay. It's not bad. The cookie dough is cookie dough, you know. Um, it's just odd, you know, to have like the texture and flavor of an egg yolk, which is pretty mild, you know, but it does have a distinct rubbery, you know, kind of texture with cookie dough. It's not bad. I'm not mad I got it, but would I say this is going to sweep the nation as a new trend? Probably not, but it's fine. You know, it's the cookie dough's good. Okay, well, I finished with lunch. You heard my review on the deviled egg. The rest of it was fine. You know, I didn't finish it mostly because it was a lot of food, but yeah, it was fine. For dinner, I'll probably have normal fare food. Um, but I always like to try something from that pavilion just because it's the people who grew the food. You know, they raise the animals and things like that. So I like to always kind of go in there and see what they're doing with it. So this is happening right now. I don't think it'll last all afternoon. Hopefully it'll let up here in a minute so I can go to another building that has some indoor stuff. But... Okay, well, I made the questionable decision to leave the shelter during the rainstorm and walk. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to be letting up anytime soon, and there was nowhere to sit, and I was just kind of standing there crowded with other people, and so I stashed all my, you know, my phone and my microphone, everything in my bag, and just, I couldn't run because my leg, you know, is not up to running, but I hobbled as quickly as I could through the rain and got drenched. But I'm back here at the arena where they're doing all the trick riding and horse stuff because the actual show that I said I was coming back for starts in just a little bit. So I decided to come back here a little early for that and just kind of hopefully dry off a little bit and get some water and get off my feet and wait for that show to start. I haven't been able to get to everything I've wanted to so far. For a number of reasons. One, the rain did you know, change some plans a little bit. Two, I'm having a hard time finding a few things. The State Fair does have an app with a map and, you know, the list of events and things like that, but some of the events don't have a location. So, for example, there are pig races, and I thought that would be highly amusing to see, but it did not have a location listed on the map. It had like it had the time, it said what it was, and then nothing. So there might be more times a little later on, and maybe I'll figure out where they are. But that's one thing that I had on, you know, the schedule for this morning, and I had to cut it because I literally didn't know where to go. Now, some of the things that they have that I am not doing, they do have a small like circus. I think it's the Cincinnati Circus Company that is doing a little, you know, presentation a couple times a day here at the fair. I chose not to do that simply because I am actually going to the circus next week, the actual real circus. So I thought, we don't need to see a smaller version of what I'm going to next week. So I chose not to go to that, but that is here. There's a dog show a couple days a week. I don't think it's today. I did look because I have been to that before, and it is a lot of fun. It's like an agility show. And it's like amateur, you know, like people, you know, enter their dogs and stuff like that. So I thought that would be fun to do, but I had to kind of pick my day strategically, and I really love this trick riding, and the trick riding was, you know, this was the day I could come when there's trick riding, and unfortunately there's no dog show today. There's a lot of music, there's a magician, there's a ventriloquist, all these things, if I can catch them this afternoon, hopefully I might show you guys something, but a lot of these things I'm just not going to have time for, you know, because they double at times with other things and stuff like that. So, and also my feet are drenched at the moment. I made the mistake of here's what happened. I did check the weather earlier in the week, and it called for rain. And I was like, okay, I'll take my poncho, I'll wear my waterproof shoes, I'll be prepared. Then a couple days later, I checked the weather again, and it was no longer calling for rain. And it was like that for a couple days. I made the mistake of not checking the weather again today. I probably would have seen that rain was back on the schedule, but I'm not prepared. I did not bring my poncho. I'm not wearing my like waterproof shoes, so my feet are very wet. And that is, I'm going to have to monitor them and make sure they're not doing good, because I don't want to push myself too much and then have, very unhappy feet for the rest of the week. So we'll see. But it's okay. I am a big believer in like, I go out and do things, and then whatever happens on that day is fine. If I get to do everything that I planned, great. If not, then whatever I did see is still great. So I'm gonna turn off the camera and put my feet up and drink some water, and then once the show starts, we'll see some trick riding.
Yes, sir. Well, what if I pick someone afterwards? Can you tell me what their name is? I can tell you what I heard them say their name was. All right, I gotta see this. Okay, go ahead. What do we do now? I'll count to three. Yeah. When I count to three, yeah, you shout your first name loudly one time. I'll hear it and know who you are. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Got it. You got that? Yeah. You heard that? Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to pick someone. Let's see. This young lady right in the middle seat there in the blue. Would you just stand up right there where you are, please? That young lady. Yes, you. Yes. Now, please do not tell Eddie your name, okay? Eddie? Yes, sir. Hey, where are you guys going? Sit back down. I didn't leave when you got here. Now, stop it. Eddie, all right. Go ahead, I didn't hear their name anyway. No. Okay, tell me what her name is. What? Tell me what her name is. Okay, got this. I heard her say her name was, Redoodledod! Excuse me, what? Redoodledod. Is that your name? You sure? You think I got it wrong? Ooh. How do you know that's not your name? How do you know that's what's your name? Loud voice. Toby? Toby? Yeah, her name's Toady. Yeah. Who told you your name was Toady? She did? How do you know she's not lying?
Don't worry. out to the rising sun. Three little birds on my doorstep, singing sweet songs. A melody broken strong. This is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright.
And there he goes.
When I point at you, if you have a ping pong ball, I want you to stand up and you're going to toss the ping pong ball up into the air. We're going to try and catch it in the cup. If that works, we're all going to cheer for you because you tried something new. And if it doesn't work, I'm contractually obligated to be here till 9 o'clock. We'll go until we get it right. Sound good? 2, 3. Yes! Give it up for Kobe over here. All right, you little one back here. We're going to toss it up here on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's right. I don't skip leg day. Oh yeah, this is squats. All right, you stand up for me, bud. Got one over here. Oh, you, yeah, over here. We're gonna have you toss it up onto the stage, yeah? Perfect. All right. All right. You're gonna take one more step forward. One more step forward. Perfect. You're gonna toss it up in the air like this or like this on the count of 3. This works. Huge round of applause, and we'll start the show. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Yeah, we call that college prep where I'm from, yeah?
something like more fair-like. But I always struggle to get like something that I can get anywhere else, you know, like French fries or onion ring, you know, like I'm like, okay, I can have that at a good restaurant, you know, a really good version of that. And so I saw this food truck that does specialty egg rolls, and they say they've been on the Food Network. It's called Egg Roll Love, I think. So I went up to her. I said, what are your two favorite egg rolls? And she recommended the seafood and the Philly cheesesteak. So I'm going to give you a shot of them, and then I'm going to try them and let you know how they are. All right. I'm assuming this one is the seafood one because it has crab and stuff in it. I'm assuming that's why it's kind of red, but I could be wrong. But these are the egg rolls, and you can tell they've been made from scratch because they look absolutely delicious. So I also got dipping sauce, so let me try them. I'm not going to do it on camera because I only have one hand here, so hang on. Because they were playing music very loudly right where I was, and I was not going to try to talk over it, plus I would get copyrighted, and yeah, so I just decided to do it later. They were delicious. They were really good. Best egg rolls I've ever had. The seafood one was probably my favorite. Like, I didn't even need the dip for that. It was really good. The cheesesteak one was also good. I did dip it in... I'm back in the horse barn. I did dip it in that sauce, and it made it better. But they were so good. They were clearly made right there, you know, and fried right, you know, as I ordered them. But really, really good. If you guys ever see a food truck near you called Egg Roll Love, get them. They're great. And then you guys probably deduced that I found out where the pig races were. I was just looking at the map later in the day and saw that there was one building on it that said like barnyard pig races, like in big letters. So I managed to make it to the last race of the day, or, you know, 3 races of the day. So that was fun, you know. It was kind of just silly, but that's kind of some of the stuff you see at the state fair is just kind of silly fun. So now I'm back in the horse barn because I'm hoping there's going to be another kind of horse show, one that I have seen before on previous visits in previous years, but I have yet to be able to catch today because they have not been accurate with their times. I was sitting here for a very long time after the last horse show because there was supposed to be this other like Wild West kind of themed show, like it's a shooting show, I think, like right away, like and I was sat there, and then finally someone came in, like another, you know, audience member who was also waiting went out, I guess, and checked, and she came back and she was like, it's not till 6. There are a lot of horses riding around, but there were horses riding around earlier too, so we'll see if there is actually a show happening right now or if people are just using the arena for, you know, horseback riding. So but several of them are wearing guns, and since this is supposed to be a shooting show, I'm more optimistic that it might actually happen. So hopefully, because I've seen it before, I know how fun it is, so I'm really hoping that it actually takes place. So yeah, I'm gonna turn off the camera, and hopefully the next time you see me, or the next thing you see, will be this show. And if it's not the next thing you see, you'll know that it did not take place. So anyway, here's hoping. Okay, well, the state fair was yesterday. I left just in the nick of time, I had mentioned, or I don't remember if I mentioned in the video or not, but there was more rain on the way. And I was considering going and seeing some of the exhibits, like the 4-H exhibits and things like that. But I made the right choice by leaving, because not 10 minutes after I got in my car, it started just pouring and thundering and stuff like that. So I made the right choice. I did plenty. I was there for nearly 8 hours, so it's not like I needed to do more. But my main disappointment was that, as you guessed, since there was no footage, there was no show. There was no, I think it was called something like Marauder. I don't remember, but it's a shooting competition from horseback. And I've seen it in past years, and it is so fun and is so impressive to watch. And it was on the schedule for like 4 or 5 time slots yesterday, and I don't think they did it at all. And I'm so disappointed, because I actually picked yesterday to go, because I looked at the schedule and everything that was going on. And I said, oh, they're doing that shooting thing. I want to go again when they have that. And so I picked yesterday to go, and they didn't do it. So I'm pretty disappointed. However, I did look back at my Facebook page, and I found one clip that I had posted 2 years ago of the shooting competition. So I'll insert that here, so at least you get an idea of what it's like. So as you can imagine, an entire competition of that, where you have different riders, both men and women, usually in some kind of like cowboy costume, doing this kind of shooting. And it's just so exciting and so much fun. And I'm pretty disappointed that I didn't get to see it yesterday, and a little frustrated that like the times were wrong. It wasn't just on the app, like the schedule on the app was clearly wrong, because I had them listed several times during the day, and they didn't do any of them. But there were also signs posted outside the building also with the schedule, and those were also wrong. And so I thought, okay, so like I get it, things change, that's fine. But when you have people sitting for like 30 minutes in the auditorium waiting for something to start, why wouldn't you have someone come out and announce it? Like, hey guys, plans have changed, and either tell us what time that it had been changed to, or, let us know that nothing was going to happen that day. So it was just kind of a frustration, but it was a minor one and an otherwise great day. I was able to see a lot of really fun stuff, like that juggler, the cup guy. He was pretty funny and pretty talented. That was a lot of fun to watch. The pig races were just hilarious, especially those 3 at the end, those huge pigs that just kind of like lumbered around the track. That was the height of amusement for me. Yeah, and it's just, and there's so much else that I didn't do. I didn't go on any rides. I didn't do any of the games or anything. I didn't look at any of the exhibits, like the 4-H exhibits, other than the butter sculpture. I didn't really go in and see any of the exhibits. But I did a lot, and I did a lot of really fun stuff. Now, I don't have any concept of what other states' fairs are like. I've only ever been to the Ohio State Fair. I know ours is awesome, but I also know my parents live in Illinois, and they say that their state fair is actually pretty underwhelming. So whether or not the state you live in has a great fair, I can't say, but do some research and find out if it's close to you and if it's worth going to. If it's anything like the Ohio State Fair, I think it's worth going to at least once, because there's just so much to do, and a variety of stuff to do, I think for no matter what you enjoy, at least the Ohio State Fair is going to have something that is going to keep you entertained all day. And just remember that even if you can't find anyone to go with, go anyway, because nobody's going to care if you're by yourself. Just go and have a good time and enjoy your life. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and a subscribe. And follow me on Instagram at LeadTheLifeVlog. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.